complex and painful was different. Emily, through her sobs, finally revealed, that man, he's not some stranger. He's my father.
Her father.
Her father, which just shifts the entire context, right? From external danger to this deeply personal, familial crisis. It wasn't some outsider, some new, dangerous element. It was a long-standing, agonizing connection.
Wow. Okay, that changes things.
Completely. Emily then gave the full, intricate explanation, slowly, haltingly revealing the story of just desperation and profound loyalty. Her father, she explained, had been gone for years, like a ghost in their lives, forced into this clandestine existence because of people he owed money to.
Sounds serious. Not just credit card debt.
Yeah, you infer that. The immense pressure he must have been under, maybe real threats that made him vanish. A life in hiding, constantly afraid of being found.
Right.
And now he had finally come back, desperate, precarious, and Emily, caught between this fierce family loyalty and her love for her best friend, had been secretly helping him in his dangerous situation. And this revelation immediately connected all the dots. All the previous mysterious behaviors suddenly made sense.
Okay, yeah.
The late-night calls from or about her father, clandestine communication needed for his survival, the sudden money, the clothes, coffee, phone, not for her. Likely a desperate attempt to funnel resources to her endangered father, maybe help him stay hidden, manage his situation.
Right. It wasn't for her indulgence.
No.
Right.
And her string of evasive lies. They were all to protect this incredibly sensitive, dangerous secret, to build a wall around that part of her life.
It's a terrible kind of sense.
It does. And Emily's justification for the secrecy was direct, really emotionally charged. I didn't want to drag you into this. If anyone found out, you'd be endangered too.
So her motive was protection.
Perceived protection, yeah. A desperate attempt to shield her best friend from the dangerous undertow of her father's world. However, even understanding that, the narrator's response captured the core of the betrayal. The lies weren't meant to hurt me, but they still did.
That's powerful.
It acknowledges Emily's benevolent intent, but highlights the undeniable pain and damage the deception itself caused. A wound that good intentions just couldn't erase.
Yeah, placing this in a wider framework, it becomes clear this isn't a simple malicious betrayal, is it?
No, not at all.
It's a lie born from this incredibly complex web of family loyalty, deep-seated fear, and, a profoundly misguided, yet you can kind of understand it, attempt at protection.
Right.
The critical distinction here is between lies of malice intended to harm or gain advantage and lies of perceived protection, where the liar genuinely believes they're shielding someone from a greater harm.
But does the intent change the impact?
Well, that's the thing. While Emily's intentions might have been, let's say, good from her perspective, the emotional consequences for the narrator, the one deceived, were still devastating.
Yeah.
That pain of exclusion, the feeling of being deliberately kept in the dark about a huge, dangerous part of her best friend's life, it creates an undeniable breach of trust, a deep sense of being shut out from the most critical moments of her friend's existence.
Feeling like you didn't really know them.
Exactly. And we also have to examine the immense psychological and emotional burden Emil herself was carrying.
Oh, for sure.
She was caught in this impossible bind, torn between an almost primal loyalty to her struggling, endangered father and the fundamental contract of honesty with her best friend. That is an excruciating position for anyone, let alone a young person navigating life.
Yeah, unbearable pressure.
Absolutely. The act of hiding such a significant, high-stakes secret, especially from the person she shared everything with, that would have been a constant source of anxiety, stress, profound guilt for Emily. Imagine the silent agony. Every evasive answer, every nervous laugh, every fabricated excuse. It was like emotional armor she had to constantly maintain, a performance she had to keep up.
Exhausting.
Totally. And the critical question that comes up here is, when does the act of protecting someone else, even with the best intentions, inadvertently cause significant, lasting harm to another cherished relationship? The narrator's valid feeling of hurt and exclusion, even after she understood Emily's motives, really underscores this dilemma, the emotional impact of being denied the truth, of having your reality skewed by someone so close. It creates a wound that might be slow to heal, no matter the why.
Yeah.
It's the pain of realizing you weren't fully trusted with her reality, even though you thought you were the one person she could tell anything. It's that unsettling discovery that even those closest to us can compartmentalize their lives,
Right.
leaving us on the outside looking in on their biggest struggles.
So where does that leave things? What does this all mean for the narrator? And, for us, looking at these intricate dynamics of friendship and the power of secrets.
Yeah, what are the takeaways?
Yeah. Well, the initial shock and hurt, They eventually gave way to this profound, if really challenging, realization about the nature of truth and loyalty. It wasn't clean-cut. Not good versus evil or simple honesty versus malice.
Hmm.
The narrator's evolving belief system really captures the core dilemma of the whole story. It changed her understanding. I always believed that lies destroy friendships, and maybe they do, but sometimes lies are built on love.
That's a heavy realization.
It is. It's not justifying the lying, but it's recognizing the complex, messy motivations behind human behavior, especially when people are in crisis or under extreme pressure. It acknowledges that intent can be benevolent even when the outcome is incredibly painful.
Right. Understanding the why without excusing the what.
Exactly. And it led to this significant reevaluation of Emily's character and actions, moving beyond the immediate pain of betrayal. The narrator came to understand, probably after a lot of painful reflection, that Emily wasn't my enemy. She wasn't trying to betray me. She was just a girl, caught in her father's mistakes, doing everything she could to protect him and me.
Finding empathy in a difficult place.
Yeah. It offers this more empathetic, complex understanding of Emily's motivations, moving beyond the initial shock and anger to a place of deeper, though still wounded, comprehension. It acknowledges the impossible situation Emily was in and the desperate measures she took, however misguided they were in terms of the friendship's health.
Yeah.
This shift in perspective is crucial for any kind of healing, I think, but it doesn't necessarily just erase the fundamental hurt that happened.
No, it doesn't. And the profound revelation here, for me, is exactly that nuanced understanding that eventually emerges from this incredibly difficult situation. It fundamentally challenges our often simplistic ideas of good lies and bad lies. It forces us to confront the ethically murky territory within our closest human connections.
Yeah, the gray areas are huge.
Huge. This story beautifully illustrates that truth isn't always simple, not black and white. And the motivations behind our actions, especially in crisis, can be incredibly complex, multi-layered. It invites us to consider that the spectrum of human behavior is just far wider, more convoluted than we often allow for in our quick moral judgments.
True.
And consider, just for a moment, the immense psychological and emotional toll that keeping such a massive high-stakes secret likely took on Emily.
We touched on that, yeah. The constant stress.
Constant vigilance, gnawing fear of exposure, the emotional labor of maintaining that false narrative, these are incredibly heavy burdens to bear alone, especially for a young person. And from Emily's perspective, think about that agonizing choice. Be totally honest with her best friend, potentially endangering both of them by revealing her father's dangerous situation, or protect her vulnerable parent and her friend by hiding the truth.
A terrible choice. No good options.
It's a classic ethical dilemma, isn't it?
Huh.
No easy answers, pushing loyalty to its absolute limit. And in the bigger picture, this deeply personal story really highlights that even with the best intentions, withholding truth can have profound, long-lasting consequences for trust.
Yeah.
But even with all this empathetic understanding, that lingering doubt, it still haunts the narrator, that quiet whisper that persists. But even now, I wonder if she could hide something this big.
Yeah.
What else had she lied about?
Yeah. The trust is fundamentally shaken.
Exactly. It emphasizes the lasting impact of a major breach of trust, even when the reasons are understood, maybe even forgiven. That foundational sense of security, of absolute transparency, it's irrevocably altered. It's a wound that scars over, maybe, but leaves a permanent question mark over the relationship's perceived honesty. A crack that can never be fully sealed back to how it was.
And this lingering question, it leads us right to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? The enduring, insidious power of secrets in any relationship.
It is.
Our narrator's final, poignant reflection really drives this home. A powerful lesson learned the hard way. That's the thing about secrets. They never really disappear. They just wait until they come crashing down.
Powerful ending.
Yeah.